may I now request Justice Indira Banerjee, our Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court of India, to kindly pay tributes to Professor Menon.
The Honorable Law Minister, Justice Mishra, the academicians, lawyers, ladies and gentlemen present here today. We have gathered here to pay homage to Padmashri Professor Madhava Menon, who left for his heavenly abode on 8th May 2019. I met him in February in quick succession on 2 occasions. The first was at the Dr.N.R.Madhava Law University in Chennai, and then again at the Lloyd's Law College, Greater Noida, on the occasion of the 4th Professor Madhava Menon mooting competition at the valedictory session. I recollect that I came in late because I had just returned from Coimbatore, where there was a program of the Tamil Nadu Judicial Academy. Unfortunately, there was a last-moment cancellation of the Jet Airways flight, for which I had to change flights. I met Professor Madhava Menon very briefly for about 15 or 20 minutes before he left, because he had to take a flight out of Delhi. And he assured me of long discussions and interactions like before when we next met. Little did I realize then that in not less than 3 months, I would be here paying tribute to him. Professor Madhava Menon is not physically with us anymore, but he lives with us through his contribution in the field of law and justice. He will always be remembered for his role in the transformation of legal education in this country. I would just like to quote Justice Krishna Iyer, and this is from the preface of Professor Madhava Menon's own book. To quote Justice Iyer, "Never in the field of Indian legal education was so much owed by so many to so few, as tens of thousands of students of law owe to celebrate Doyen Dr. Madhava Menon and a few like him." I further quote, "Dr. Madhava Menon is a marvel in the transformation process of Indian legal education. He has made himself immortal by his original contribution in the field of law and justice." As has been said by some of the earlier speakers, condition of law education in this country was in a deplorable condition till the National Law School, University of Bangalore, came up. To quote the Radhakrishna Commission on University Education in its report, "Our colleges of law do not hold a place of high esteem, either at home or abroad, nor has law become an area of profound scholarship and enlightened research." Then again, to quote from the report of the Setalvat Commission, that is the 14th Law Commission report, I quote, "The disturbing result of this chaotic system of legal education was a plethora of LLBs, half-baked lawyers, who do not know even the elements of law and who are let loose upon society as drones and parasites in different parts of the country. Several of them did not know what subjects were prescribed, either in the first or second LLB, did not know the names of the books prescribed." Even when I started my education in law, there used to be a handful of serious students who intended to take up law as a career. In case of most others, people who could not secure admission anywhere else aspired to study law. This was the unfortunate state of law education in this country. But thanks to this great man to whom we are paying tribute, today law is a subject which is much aspired for. The entrance examinations have become like the IIT examinations and the IIM entrance examinations of earlier days. There is a rush. Many more private institutions have also come up, which try to follow the model of education envisaged by Professor Madhava Menon and a few others. Unlike many of you here, I was not a student of Madhava Menon. I also did not have the opportunity to work with Professor Madhava Menon as such. But I first met Professor Madhava Menon in 2002. At that time, he was the Vice Chancellor of the National University of Juridical Sciences, Kolkata, which is commonly referred to as the NUJS, an institution which he developed. I was at that time a toddler on the bench of Calcutta High Court. I had very different ideas of judging. I thought judging meant being impartial, giving both parties a patient hearing, keeping in mind the principle that justice should not only be done, but manifestly be seen to have been done, to be honest, and to deliver good judgments. I thought this was what was expected of a good judge. But in course of my interactions with Professor Madhava Menon, I got invited to some of the programs of NUJS. I also had opportunity to address the students of NUJS and also to judge a few moot court competitions which were held. Professor Madhava Menon is also known as the person who conceptualized moot courts and popularized moot courts in this country. In course of interactions with him, discussions with him, I realized there were other aspects of being a good judge. He put utmost emphasis on court management, the need for methodical listing, grouping of matters for quick disposal. And he also emphasized that less time should be devoted to writing lengthy judgments on issues which have already been decided, and perhaps more time should be given for doing substantial justice He was a champion of social justice. In course of discussions with him, I realized that he was indeed very passionate about the constitutional vision of justice as summarized in the preamble to the Constitution of India, a great champion of social justice. I remember sometime in 2013, I was nominated by the then Chief Justice of India to lead a team of judges and judicial officers for training in judicial administration at the Civil Services College in Singapore. After I returned, I had occasion to meet Justice Madhav Menon, and I discussed my experiences with him, and he also gave me a lot of new ideas, which I found very useful later on when I got inducted into the administrative committee in the Calcutta High Court, and I made use of these ideas. I tried to make use of these ideas when I had to administer Madras High Court as its Chief Justice for about 16 months. I'm immensely grateful to him. He impressed upon me that there needs to be a change of mindset from a judge-centric approach, from a court-centric approach. We should have a more litigant-centric, service-oriented approach. And this is what I tried to do later on. I also had occasion to interact with him more in 1915-16, when I was nominated to the Executive Council and the Governing Council of NUJS as the Chancellor's nominee. At that time, unfortunately, there was a lot of criticism about the functioning of NUJS. This disturbed him immensely because he had set up the institution. He gave a lot of ideas which we tried to put in place. In this short time of 10 minutes, which I have perhaps already exceeded, it is difficult to narrate everything that he said. I would end, the program has been long. I hope and pray, I sincerely pray that Professor Madhav Menon be in eternal peace and happiness. The greatest tribute we can pay to him is by continuing the work started by him in the field of law and justice. As has been stated by one of my previous speakers, he was very passionate about judicial ethics and professional ethics. The best tribute to him today would be to take a pledge to conform to ethics, whatever be the cost, whatever be the consequences. Thank you very much.